Hello and namaste to every single one of you, and welcome to my channel called Zuzana Reacts, where I learn all about India with your help, and I just share my thoughts from a Slovak Central European point of view as I go along. So, in today's video, you spoke, I listened, and I saw a lot of comments about multiverse theory. So, when I say listened, I'm gonna look at a clip from the Ranveer Show, and that had a monk talk about it. So let me bring you on my journey and present to you the multiverse theory by a monk on the Ranveer Show. And let's see what questions and points of view I have. So without further ado, let's roll the clip.
Something I've been studying a lot lately is astrophysics, which is, the physics of the universe, black holes, the stars. And the deeper you get into astrophysics, you realize that the universe is massive. It's just incredibly large. You don't even understand how large it is. If you think it's large, just read a little bit of astrophysics and your mind will be blown away by, how much more mega it is than you believe it is. Since you've read the Bhagavad Gita, since you've studied it, so since you've read all these holy scriptures, does any of the holy scriptures actually talk about the universe as in, outer space, what's out there?
Oh yeah, extremely in great detail.
Wow.
So it's so fascinating, Ranveer. The Western world.
Can I just have a very quick question right away? Do you know what type of, I don't want to say religion, but I'm not too sure how to call it, like what type of monk he is and what this actually means on his forehead? I'd love to know, thank you.
About 700 years ago, only knew that the earth is flat. And they believe that the earth is the center of the universe. That was the geocentric theory. Then it moved to the heliocentric theory.
Stopping here. And by the way, there's still some theories right now that the world is actually flat. I personally don't buy into it. But there are theories I've been reading in different communities, and they said that there is some sort of thing over the earth. I find it hard to believe, but they are resurfacing. Theories of the flat earth are resurfacing for sure.
The sun is the center. And the scriptures in our traditions, the name they have for geography is Bhugol. The earth is round. They knew it all the while. And they have explained in so much of detail that there are 5 mandals, 3 trilokis, 7 lokas. So the first is the Chandra mandal, whose lok is Chandralok. It is rotating around a mandal called the Bhumandal, whose lok is Bhulok, the earth planet. But this Bhumandal is also not fixed. It's rotating around the Surya mandal, whose lok is Swarlok. And the Antariksh, the space in between, is Bhuva. So this Bhu, Bhuva, Swa creates one triloki. But the Surya mandal is also not fixed. Now, this I'm telling you from these scriptures, what they have described 5,000 years ago. That this Surya mandal is rotating around Parameshthi mandal. Wow. And the loka, the planet there, is Janalok.
There's a lot of mandals going on here.
And the Parameshthi mandal is rotating around another mandal,
wow.
Swayambhu mandal, whose loka is Brahmalok. So all this, now science tells us that like the sun, in the Milky Way, there are 100 billion suns.
Okay.
And like the Milky Way, there are 100 billion galaxies, which means that there are 10 to the power 22 suns approximately in this entire universe. However, now science is talking about the multiverse theory, right? That there are other universes as well. And
this is very interesting, right? So when I'm aware of the way we talk about the earth, and especially from Christianity, and I'm actually Lutheran, Protestant. I don't know if you understand what that actually means. It's like the second biggest after Catholic Church. We don't worship the Pope. We don't think that there is a need to have an intermediary between you and a God, and you have a direct connection with God. The communion is different. We don't really rate Virgin Mary, etc. But it is there in the church when, I heard a lot of these theories, like how unique this planet is, that, if you only move it by 1 millimeter or whatever, it will not be able to provide life. So it's very interesting that the science is coming out, because it felt like the way the narrative was built, that we're all so special. Like there's no such a thing in the universe as the Earth. So it's very interesting to hear there are other multiverse theories right now actually scientifically backed.
The Vedas say, you know what? How many universes are there? All of this that you are perceiving is one universe. Like this, there are infinite universes, and each with one Shankar, one Brahma, one Vishnu. Can I tell you a little story?
Sure, sir.
It is said that once Brahma went to meet Lord Krishna in Dwarka, and he asked the gatekeeper, tell Sri Krishna Brahma has come to meet him. So Sri Krishna asked the gatekeeper, tell him which Brahma is he. He asked, Brahmaji was astonished, is there any Brahma apart from me? So he tell him, the four-headed Brahma, the father of the four Kumars. The gatekeeper said, Sri Krishna called him in. So Brahmaji, on coming, he said, Bhagwan, what was the meaning of your question, which Brahma? Is there any Brahma apart from me? So Lord Krishna smiled. By his Yoga Maya, he called the Brahmas of innumerable universes, and they were all coming and offering their pranams. And our Brahmaji saw that there is one Brahma who's got 1,000 heads. So our Chaturmukhi Brahma said, how big will be his universe? And then there was one Brahma who had 1,00,000 heads, and one Brahma who had 1 crore heads, and one Brahma who had 1 Arab, 1 billion heads. So Dekhi Chaturmukhi Brahma.
So I'm a bit lost with why the Brahmas need to have so many heads. If you have any idea, please do let me know. I think, if I'm following him correctly, that there is Brahma, which is like the formless God, because there's a Brahman, I'm not too sure if I'm mixing things up right now, but there's a formless God, and then there's Brahma. It's like the God of, let's say, our particular universe, and there are many different gods of different universes, if I understand that correctly.
Hailo chamatkar Krishna charanayasi karilo namaskar. Our Brahmaji fell at the feet of Sri Krishna.
Okay, whatever he just said right now, I had zero idea. Zero.
Sri Krishna said, Brahmaji, there are infinite universes. Yours is the smallest. That is the extent of God's creation. And all of this is 1/4 of creation. This is the material realm. And beyond this is 3/4, which is the spiritual realm, where this Maya, this Kal, this Karm cannot go. So that is when we say God is great. That's how great he is.
What's out there in the 3/4?
It looks like the guy is just so confused, and this one, the manga is just like so happy to, like you can see the bliss on his face, like he has experienced the 3/3.
It's indescribable because our words can only compare with the glories of what we see here. Right? Now, let us say that we wish to give a comparison. We will give it with material things. And that is made by a different energy. So this material realm is made by an energy called Maya, the material energy. And we see so much of glory in every aspect of material creation, from the tiniest Higgs boson to the biggest galaxies.
To Cristiano Ronaldo.
Sure. Absolutely. If there's glory manifesting in everyone, to Sachin Tendulkar. So now, all of this is glorious. Imagine the glory of Yoga Maya. When the computer revolution started, one college boy came up to me and said, Swamiji, what computer does God use to keep an account of our karmas? So I said, computer is made by the material energy, and God has a superior energy called Yoga Maya, by virtue of which he knows everything that we thought of from the time we were born till today. Not of one lifetime, but our infinite lifetimes. And not one soul, but infinite souls of creation. So how does God manage to do all that? By his Yoga Maya. By that Yoga Maya, he creates his divine abode. So let it suffice to say that it is Sat, Chit, and Anand. It is...
What's Sat, Chit, and Anand? I don't follow, sorry.
Eternal, full of bliss. Now, can you imagine objects made of bliss? And
the guy seems so dubious. I can't help myself.
Sentient consciousness. So that abode is Satchidanand, full of divine bliss. It's for the perfected souls. That means when we reach that perfection, we will then be there.
Yeah.
Can you become imperfect when you go there if you fail a test there?
Once we are situated in knowledge, then the ignorance will not overcome us again. Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sadaha Pashyanti Suraya. It's the soul is on a journey. So in the journey, we are slowly growing and we're taking a few steps ahead, maybe a few steps back, and then again, a few steps ahead. But once we reach that perfection, it means that now we are situated in knowledge. So when you have divine bliss, then why should you choose something far inferior?
Yeah.
Okay. So I like that. So my thoughts. Hang on. I'll start sharing. Bring up the full screen. Okay. Couple of things. Soul is on an eternal journey. I totally believe that we come here to evolve, to reach the, I don't know if you want to call it enlightenment or, union with God. I think that's what he's described in different terms. Also, I never heard, I kind of have heard from the Western spiritualists about Maya, but I heard Maya. So I don't really know much about it, although from what the monk has described it to be, it seems like, I don't know, have you ever heard of Akashic records of Akasha? This is the record, like the universal library. So I've been studying spirituality for many now, at least 2 decades now. And I have a lot of spiritual friends, and I'm a Reiki master. I don't know if you know what that is. So this is very, very interesting because and this was one of the reasons why I wanted to really look into spirituality into India, because I haven't really looked into that part of the world and what the concepts are there. But it seems very, very similar. And I think that in one of the videos you mentioned the word avatar that comes from India, and I've obviously seen the movie, and I thought it was a beautiful explanation of, I guess, how the universal God energy kind of works together, the intelligence, how it transmits the information. And finally, in terms of the multiverse theory, I believe that. I think that you have different architects of different universes. You can place whatever name on it as you wish. I actually had a really good friend of mine just attended ayahuasca ceremony, and it was very interesting when he talked to me about that. And he was basically, his experience was like creating different universes and stuff. So I totally believe that that it's possible. It was very, very interesting, and thank you for pointing me to the multiverse theory. If you have any other video suggestions to further my knowledge in spirituality within Hinduism, that would be super, super helpful. And please do share with me in the comments below, or just use my email address at zuzanareacts@gmail.com. And that would be it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share. And I hope to see you in the next one. Until then, much love. Take care. Bye-bye.